Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ryan. I'm going to be educating y'all on inequalities and awareness of domestic violence. Alright? It's for my sociology class, Sociology Introduction to Sociology. Wow, I can't talk. Introduction to Sociology. Alright, so, inequalities and awareness of domestic violence. Inequalities. What is an inequality? Well, think of it this way. Who remember, it's been in the news recently. Ray Rice. We all know about Ray Rice, right? Knocking his wife out in the elevator, getting suspended, all that, right? But who knows that Jay-Z is a victim of domestic violence? Did anybody know that? Yeah, Jay-Z is a victim of domestic violence. His wife's sister beat him up in an elevator. Yeah, it's true. Now you may not count that as domestic violence, but it's family violence. Um, Here's another one. Hope Solo. Yeah, who remembers Hope Solo? Gold medalist in the Olympics. Yep. She not only beat up her sister and her stepbrother. Yeah, she beat him up. That's domestic violence, guys. So there's this. Who thinks there's a disconnect? Is that an inequality? Well, we know the Ray Rices, but we don't know the Hope Solos. Yeah, that's an inequality, guys. That's definitely an inequality. Alrighty, statistics on domestic violence for women. I've linked all my sources, guys. I've linked all the charts and all that cool, stuff like that, and actual boring reading material if you ever need anything to fall asleep. No, I'm kidding. I've linked all the sources under this video, so if you're really concerned about it, I really encourage you to read it, guys. I'm gonna tell you about it, and it's gonna be sourced, and it's gonna be true. So you guys can fact check me if you want. But yeah, I encourage you to read the sources, guys. It's eye-opening. It really is. Statistics for women. According to the National Violence Against Women Survey, 85% of domestic violence reported is against women. That's kind of important. It's kind of the CDC ran a National Intimate Partner Violence Survey, and that those two kind of clash. So there's kind of a disconnect going on. Sorry, that was my phone. There's kind of a disconnect between the two. But statistically, 1 in 4 women will be victims of domestic violence in their lives. 1.3 million women are assaulted by their partner every year. Excuse me. Nearly 3 in 10 women, 29%, in the U.S. have experienced rape, physical violence, and/or stalking by a partner, and a report related to impact on their functioning. So what that means is that they couldn't do anything normally. They couldn't go to classes. They couldn't go shopping for groceries or something without this fear, about physical violence, rape, or stalking. 15% of women, 14.8%, so that's about 15% round up, have been injured as a result of intimate partner violence and included physical violence, stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Crazy, right? 35.6%, so 1 in 3 women, have experienced intimate partner violence. Wow, crazy, right? So, here's another crazy fact. Nearly half of all women and men in the United States have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Crazy, right? We're gonna get into psychological abuse. We're gonna get into that a little later. Let's go to the statistics for men. Statistics for men. National Intimate Partner Violence Survey run by the CDC. They put this out every couple of years. The most recent one is December 2011. This is where the 53% of victims of domestic violence were men. It's kind of where they clash with the other ones. But overall, there was another study done. I'm going to link you to, I think it's USC San Bernardino or something like that. Public California College ran a survey of domestic violence incidences and research, and they found that it's kind of shocking. Um, Women can be just as, or a little bit more abusive or aggressive in their relationships as men are. It was really a surprising fact. Yeah. So they also discovered that a lot of relationship violence is reciprocal. So girl hits guy, guy hits back, things like that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? But in the instances that are non-reciprocal, um, severe victims, which is getting hit by a frying pan. Yeah, you laugh, but it does happen, guys. Men do get hit with objects, and women get hit with objects too. But when they say severe victims, they mean required hospitalization. Women are more likely to be killed. Um, yeah, women are more likely to be killed. But women are more likely to use weapons than men are. And the reason that is, because they're women and they think they're weak. And so, they need a weapon and things like that. It's a real mess, guys. So 41.7% of severe victims were men. So what that means is they had a weapon used on them, which is crazy. And in addition to that, 42.7% of severe victims, it was kind of half and half. So 41.7% of victims were men, and generally followed really closely by women too. So it's kind of depressing there. But they also noted, the National Intimate Partner Violence Survey noted that women were more often the victim of quote, psychological aggression and coercive control over reproductive health or finances, end quote. So, what is that? What is psychological aggression? Psychological aggression. It's things like, for example, gaslighting. I don't know if you ever heard of gaslighting before, guys. Generally what gaslighting is it's a psychological technique where it's designed to make you doubt yourself. Hey, for example, I thought I told you to go wash that car. I did wash the car. You know full well you washed that car. But I tell you didn't. And I caused you to doubt yourself. Did I really wash the car? Did I really did I vacuum the insides? Did I spray the glass down with Windex? It's caused to make you doubt yourself and slowly but surely erode at your confidence. That's what gaslighting is. So other examples of psychological aggression include emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is things like, using your emotions against you, the cold shoulder, making you feel like you're walking on eggshells all the time. There's actually questionnaires that, what emotional abuse is. Emotional abuse is like brainwashing, guys and girls. When I say guys, I'm referring to everybody. Emotional abuse is kind of like brainwashing. Abuse is any behavior that is designed to control and subjugate another human being through fear, humiliation, or verbal or physical assault. So, emotional abuse is, it takes three forms. You got aggressing, you got denying, and you got minimizing. So, aggressing is name calling, threatening, ordering. It's really obvious, what aggressing is. But there's also an indirect form of it. It's disguised as helping a lot. Criticizing, offering solutions, analyzing. Now, that may be sincere attempts to help, but you can tell an aggressing form of, emotional abuse, because it's underlyingly judgmental. I know best. That's the kind of tone the abuser takes, and it kind of creates an unequal footing. Denying. Denying is where it seeks to invalidate or distort the recipient's perceptions of their world. So what that means is, I never said that, I don't know what you're talking about. If you confront them on an issue that you care about, they'll deny it. I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. Things like that. Withholding. That's another one. refusing to listen, refusing to communicate, it's sometimes called the silent treatment. So if your partner gives you the silent treatment, guys or girls, that's an example of denying. And there's also countering. When the abuser views the recipient as an extension of themselves and denies any feelings which differs from their own. So what that means is you can't have your own opinions, guys or girls. If you think any differently, you're wrong and you need to change. Yeah, that happens. And then the third tenet of emotional abuse is minimizing. It's a less extreme form of denial, alright? But, when you question something or bring something up, it's, well, you're too sensitive. You're exaggerating. You're blowing this out of proportion. So it's kind of in the same realm as gaslighting. It's designed to make you think your emotions and perceptions are faulty and not to be trusted, alright? Don't let that happen. Then there's trivializing, which is a little bit severer. It suggests that what you have done or communicated is unimportant or inconsequential. And it's a little bit more subtle and more damaging, guys. Alrighty. So, now that we know what psychological aggression is, and emotional abuse, because that's psychological aggression, coercive control over reproductive health, we all know what that is. Have sex with me or you don't love me. Man or woman, that's wrong. And actually, you can be prosecuted for that as well. Financial abuse, we all know what that is. Buy me this or you don't love me. Yeah. But men are more likely to be the victims of psychological aggression, i.e. gaslighting, emotional abuse, or coercive control over reproductive health or finances. Is there a disconnect? Well, yeah, there is a disconnect, guys. It's kind of crazy, guys. On average, 24 people per minute are victims of rape, or physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner in the United States. 3 in 10 women and 1 in 10 men have experienced physical violence or stalking by a partner. 1 in 7 men aged 18 or older will be the victims of domestic violence, guys. But here's the thing. Is there a disconnect? Yeah, there is, guys. If you've ever watched, I think it's a show by, it's called What Would You Do? I was gonna link the video in this video here, but I don't know, it didn't work. So, anyways, it's probably gonna, if you YouTube it, if you type in, it's right above here. If you type in the Google search bar, you're gonna see What Would You Do? And they did a presentation. Well, not a presentation, but they had actors walk around a park, right? And there was a male actor and a female actor. They took turns where the male actor would beat on the woman in public, and time after time, everybody, just random strangers would come to the female's aid. Hey, you don't deserve this. Yeah, you get away. We're gonna take you somewhere. Let's go. Everybody came to the woman's defense. But then they switched roles because, it got a little bit crazy because dudes were trying to beat the other dude up. Yeah, it got really, really insane. But yeah, here's where it got weird. When they had the female actor abuse the male actor, slap him, beat him up, push him around, insult him, drag him around, the same things that he was doing to her, they got a much different response. You go, girl. You show what's up. Things like that. Is that wrong to anybody else? Can you honestly say, if you saw a woman beating on a man in public, that you would do anything? Let's reverse that situation. How horrible would it be if you're a woman and you're getting beaten on in public by your man, and some man walks by and goes, "Yep, you go, guy." Yeah, disturbing, isn't it? Then what makes it okay for a woman to be beaten on a man in public and somebody to say, "You go, girl"? I'm working on a project, guys. Um, it's called Be Kind, Mankind. Um, we put out a video. Um, it's a 1 minute and 5 minute length video. If you search up the hashtag violence is violence, guys. It's our hashtag. If you're on Twitter, um, anything like that. I know Domestic Violence Awareness Month is over, but next time it comes around, keep this filed on in your memory file or write it down or something. It's the hashtag violence is violence. Let's not stand for violence of any sorts, be it physical or psychological. Let's not stand for any aggression in our relationships, guys. Let's make our society a healthy society and a safe society to date and have relationships in. And one that'll be free of fear of being hit or being emotionally abused or being gaslighted or made to feel as if your emotions aren't valid. Let's have mature relationships, guys. Let's eradicate all forms of abuse, any kind, directed against men, girls. Girls, don't hit your men. Girls, don't stab your men. Girls, don't play mind games with your men. Girls, don't gaslight your men. Guys, it goes for you too. Don't beat on your women. Don't disrespect your women. Don't rape them. Don't invalidate their emotions. Don't gaslight them. It's all the golden rule, guys. Treat others as you would like to be treated. So, all in all, yes, there is a disconnect. Police and other authorities have unconsciously been trained that men are the aggressors all the time. We see it a lot, guys. I know it's if we Google search this right now, you can find cases where a guy has been assaulted and calls the police, and he's the one who gets arrested for domestic violence. How does that work out? And then you gotta ask yourself the question, is there a point where it is okay as a man to strike back and defend yourself from being abused by a woman? Is there any point where that is ever okay? I mean, if a woman can defend herself against an assault, can a man? But here's the thing. You shouldn't have to defend yourself. Get out of there. Do whatever it takes to get out of there. But if the cops are going to arrest you for doing what it takes to get out of there, what does that say? It kind of seems like the system's against you, doesn't it? Most shelters only house women and children, guys. So if you are a guy and you try to go to a shelter, well, it's not going to work. You're gonna have to stay at a hostel or a homeless shelter or a hotel. It's kind of messed up, isn't it? It's really messed up. I think so. A shelter designed to be a safe haven can't house men either. I mean, they can't segregate it. That's also kind of something that my group is working on. Be Kind, Mankind. We're trying to have shelters that are co-equal. Abused women and abused men and abused children can go to, so that all can feel safe. But the biggest thing about this, guys, is that the Department of Justice refuses that there's a problem. They put a whole bunch of funding towards, making sure that women are okay, but we've kind of forgotten a little bit of children, and we've kind of forgotten a little bit of men. Domestic violence is not a one-sex problem. Men can be abused. Women can be abused. So, but the problem is that the Department of Justice really acts like only men can be abusers. And if you're a man and you've been beat on by a woman or abused by a woman, if you go and seek help for it, oh, well, society is ingrained to say, oh, well, you're a bitch. Oh, well, you're a wimp. Oh, well, you're a pussy. It's wrong, guys. It's wrong. Nobody deserves abuse. Everybody can be victims. Don't take it, guys. Don't take it. I'll say it again. Domestic violence is not a one-gender victim crime, I guess you could say. Don't stand for it. Girls, if one of your guy friends is being abused, and you recognize it, you recognize all the signs, stand up for it. Stand up for him. We have this thing where we train women to recognize emotional and psychological abuse, and even, in their relationships. But we as men need to recognize that as well. We all, as men and as women, need to work towards recognizing those abusers and eliminating abuse. Here's the number, guys. Man or woman. If you or someone you know is a victim of violence, get help. Hashtag violence is violence, guys. 1-8887-HELPLINE. 1-8887-HELPLINE. Alright? So, with that, I'm out.